Hey everyone, let's dive into some jaw-dropping drama that's been buzzing among Fox News fans. We're talking about a string of scandals involving prominent anchors caught in affairs that spiraled into divorces, and sometimes even bigger controversies. First up, we've got Jesse Waters, a bold and polarizing figure at Fox News, whose personal life took a shocking turn. But he's not alone. Other anchors have been tangled in similar messes. So, buckle up as we unpack these stories and figure out which one takes the cake as the most scandalous. Let's get started. Jesse Waters rose to fame with his in-your-face style, first making waves with man-on-the-street interviews, especially on The O'Reilly Factor. His knack for asking tough, sometimes provocative questions about politics won over viewers who loved his unapologetic conservative takes. This popularity landed him his own show, Waters' World, and later, primetime slots at Fox News. While his career was soaring, his personal life seemed picture-perfect. Back in 2009, Jesse tied the knot with Noelle Inguagiato, who later went by Noelle Waters. She was a Fox News colleague, working in areas like style, entertainment, and fashion. Their workplace romance was no secret at the network, and they welcomed twin daughters, Sophie and Ellie, in November 2011. For years, their marriage looked rock solid, blending seamlessly with their professional lives at Fox. But in 2017, everything flipped upside down when Noelle uncovered Jesse's affair with Emma DeGevine, a much younger associate producer on Waters' World. Emma was around 25, while Jesse was pushing 40. What's wild is that Jesse didn't try to hide it once Noelle found out. He marched straight to Fox News' HR department to report his own extramarital relationship. Fox confirmed it was consensual, but since Emma worked under Jesse, they reassigned her to another show to avoid any workplace conflicts. The affair went public in 2018, leaving fans stunned that the outspoken anchor had this side to him. Noelle had had enough and filed for divorce in late 2017. Jesse didn't officially date Emma until 2019, after his divorce was finalized in March. By December of that year, he married Emma. Adding fuel to the fire for Noelle, here's where it gets eyebrow-raising. Jesse once shared on The Five that he let the air out of Emma's tires so she'd need a ride from him. He laughed it off as a quirky way to woo her, but fans weren't amused, especially since he was still married at the time. That move cost him some loyal viewers who saw it as downright shady. Jesse and Noelle share their twin daughters, while he and Emma have two kids, a son, Jesse Jr., born in April 2021, and a daughter, Georgina Post, born in April 2023. That makes him a dad of four. Shockingly, this scandal didn't dent his career. Jesse kept his shows, even snagging a primetime slot in 2022 with Jesse Waters Primetime. Emma, though, was the one reassigned at Fox. The affair sparked debates about workplace ethics, power dynamics between a senior host and a junior producer, and whether Fox handled it properly. Jesse's tendency to joke about his affair, like saying Emma voting for Kamala Harris would be like cheating on him, keeps stirring backlash and reminding fans of his past. But Jesse's not the only Fox anchor with a scandalous love life. Next up, we've got Ed Henry, a well-known journalist who made his mark covering politics. Before his fall from grace, Ed was a heavy hitter at Fox News, serving as chief White House correspondent after jumping from CNN. He later became chief national correspondent and co-hosted America's Newsroom with Sandra Smith. In 2010, he married Shirley Hung, a fellow media professional, and they had two kids together. Ed also had two children from a previous marriage. But in 2016, his world crumbled when news broke of his affair with Natalia Lima, a Las Vegas hostess. Their 10-month fling, starting in spring 2015, came to light with juicy details, text messages, photos, and Natalia's accounts of their meetups whenever Ed was in Vegas. One text from Ed read, "So beautiful. Love that pic of you. Those eyes. Are you thinking right there about making love? Because I am." Natalia spilled that they'd meet at the Wynn Hotel, the same place Ed met his wife, and things would heat up from there. When the affair hit the headlines, Fox News announced Ed was taking a leave of absence to deal with personal issues. He was suspended for about 4 months, demoted to chief national correspondent, and given less airtime. Roger Ailes, Fox's CEO at the time, slammed Ed's lack of judgment, especially as a journalist. The affair strained his marriage, and despite efforts to patch things up with Shirley, they divorced. By late 2024, Ed was dating Alana Stewart. But the drama didn't end there. In June 2020, a former Fox employee accused Ed of willful sexual misconduct in the workplace years earlier. Fox suspended him again, launched an independent investigation, and fired him after it concluded. Jennifer Eckhart, a former producer, then sued Ed and Fox, alleging rape, coercion, and retaliation threats. She claimed Fox ignored earlier complaints about Ed's behavior. Ed insisted all his relationships were consensual, but the lawsuit dragged on until a settlement in June 2025. His memoir, Saving Colleen, set for release in September 2020, was canceled, and Fox scrubbed his profile from their site. Sandra Smith carried on solo on America's Newsroom until a new co-host was named. Now, let's talk about Charles Payne, a financial guru and host of Making Money with Charles Payne on Fox Business. Before joining Fox, Charles built a career as a market analyst and entrepreneur. He kept his personal life under wraps, married to Yvonne Payne with 2 kids. But in 2017, accusations surfaced that he'd had a 3-year affair with a married political analyst who frequently appeared as a guest on Fox platforms from 2013 to 2016. Instead of denying it, Charles owned up, publicly apologizing to his wife, kids, and friends for the romantic relationship. The analyst, not a Fox employee but hoping for a paid contributor role, claimed her appearances dried up after the affair ended, hinting Charles used his clout to sideline her. Before fans could process that, Scotty Nell Hughes, a political commentator, dropped a bombshell lawsuit, alleging Charles raped her in July 2013 and coerced her into a sexual relationship with promises of more airtime. She also claimed Fox blacklisted her after she tried reporting the misconduct, even leaking her affair as retaliation. Fox Business suspended Charles in July 2017 for an internal investigation, emphasizing they took such claims seriously. By September, he was back on air after the probe, though parts of Hughes' lawsuit moved forward. Charles admitted to the affair but denied any non-consensual behavior. The scandal cast a shadow over his reputation, with media spotlighting workplace power dynamics and ethics. Today, Charles still hosts at Fox Business and remains married to Yvonne, despite the chaos. Switching gears, not every Fox News anchor was the one cheating. Ainsley Earhart, beloved co-host of Fox and Friends, was on the receiving end of betrayal. Joining Fox in 2007, Ainsley's known for her faith-driven persona, motherhood, and upbeat vibe. She's authored books like The Light Within Me. In 2012, she married Will Proctor, a former Clemson football player turned finance pro, and they had a daughter, Hayden, in 2015. But in October 2018, they announced their separation, with Will filing for divorce. Court filings and reports pointed to Will cheating with one of Ainsley's close friends, backed by evidence she had. Will denied it, claiming there was not 1 ounce of truth to the allegations, but Ainsley wasn't convinced. Their divorce was finalized in 2019. Ainsley's opened up about the struggle of co-parenting with Will, especially given his betrayal. They moved closer together in New York to make co-parenting smoother, but the emotional toll lingered. Despite this, Ainsley stayed strong on Fox and Friends, sharing her journey of faith, resilience, and single motherhood. She's now engaged to Sean Hannity, another Fox host, after a private relationship went public. Finally, we've got Pete Hegseth, a former Fox News host and veteran whose personal life is a whirlwind of drama. Nominated for U.S. Secretary of Defense, Pete's been married multiple times and has several kids, but his relationships have drawn intense scrutiny. During his first marriage, he admitted to 5 affairs. In his second marriage to Samantha, he cheated again, fathering a child with Jennifer Rochett, who later became his third wife. Even his mother, Penelope, called him out in a 2018 email, accusing him of belittling, lying, cheating, and using women for his ego. She later said the email was written in anger but didn't retract its claims. While going through his 2017 divorce, Pete faced allegations of assaulting a woman in a California hotel. She claimed he blocked the door, took her phone, and ignored her saying no. Pete called it consensual and settled privately to protect his job. His nomination for defense secretary brought these issues back into the spotlight, though he stood by his story, admitting to past infidelity but denying assault. So, there you have it. Fox News anchors caught in affairs that led to divorces, job losses, and massive scandals. From Jesse Waters' workplace romance to Ed Henry's firing, Charles Payne's legal battles, Ainsley Earhart's heartbreak, and Pete Hegseth's messy personal life. Which scandal do you think is the wildest? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you in the next one.